Hi guys, it's Emily. Welcome back to my channel. So today I have something a little bit different to share with you. I wanted to come on, you might be able to see in the, perimeter up here. I am frantically trying to finish my collaboration project with Dee Dee. And I want to get that done because I know she's waiting for me and I feel so bad. I keep having to extend our release date. I don't know. I just, after getting back from Florida and with the puppy, I can't seem to get back into the groove of crafting, and it's just taking me forever. And I know I'm not the only one who, has ever had that issue. I've heard other people say it before, but it is driving me crazy because, I want to get it done, and I'm having fun making it. I am, but it's, I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to leave you without any content, and excuse me, I am actually going to be away from my house for a few days. My dad is having surgery, and I'm gonna go and stay with my mom, go to the hospital with them, and then he has to stay a night in the hospital. So I'm gonna go and hang with my mom for a little bit and keep her company and be with my dad when he goes in for surgery and stuff. So I will not be here to do anything pretty much Monday night, all day Tuesday, and partially on Wednesday. So I wanted to come on and at least get something recorded that I could upload. And I was trying to come up with what that would be because I can't upload any of the videos I've made on the collaboration project yet. So I thought, hey, I haven't really ever told you guys my story about how I got into making journals and doing this kind of thing in the first place. And I have some journals, as you can see here, that I made in the very beginning when I first got started. They're a wide range of techniques and stuff because I was watching all kinds of YouTube videos and wanted to make all the things. And, so I kind of did a little bit. So I wanted to share with you. So I thought what I would do today is explain a little bit about how I got here, what prompted me or what got me started on junk journaling and paper crafts. And then I'll show you my very, very first journal that I made, and it's been over a year now since I made this, just over a year. And then I will do 3 more videos to show you the other ones, just quick little flip throughs, and then I can just schedule those to upload while I'm away. I hope that is something that you might enjoy, and hopefully they won't be long videos, so they'll just be something quick you can look at, and you can kind of see how far, I feel like I've come pretty far in a year with my techniques and with the the things that I've learned, and that is all thanks to all of you and all of the wonderful YouTubers who have inspired me have inspired me over the course of the past year and a few months. So let me I'll tell you a little bit first, and then I will show you this beauty. So I have always kind of been a creative person, at least in some capacity or another. I think I've always had kind of that nature to be creative. When I was younger, my mom taught me to do counted cross stitch, and she did it all the time, and she did some embroidery, and I never got into the embroidery part, but I really loved the counted cross stitch. And like my favorite class in school was home ec, when they actually taught home ec. I don't even know if that's a a thing anymore, which if it's not, it's a sad, sad thing. But it was my favorite class. And in particular, the sewing part of it. The cooking part was okay, but I really hate to cook, and I, didn't enjoy that as much as the sewing part. So anyway, I did a lot of, counted cross stitch, and I always loved to like color in coloring books. My siblings are quite a bit younger than me, and it was always fun for me, to color, because they always had coloring books, So, and my grandma had, I remember distinctly, just this memory just literally came to me, guys. I wasn't even thinking about this. She had coloring books. Oh, what is the name of that really kind of old show that had Mary Tyler Moore? Was it Mary Tyler Moore that was in it? Or it was that other one. Oh, was it called That Girl or something? Where she would throw her hat in the opening credits. Oh my gosh, I can't remember. Anyway, my grandma had a coloring book about that, that was, the theme of it was that TV show, I think. And my mom, if my mom watches this, she'll let me know. But that memory literally just popped into my head, and I don't have all the details. Anyway, just wanted to share. So I've always, loved that kind of thing. And then as I grew up, I just always kind of felt creative. When my kids were little, when they were like 3 and 4, I remember one Christmas I made everybody in the family little ornaments and things like that. And I just have always liked being crafty. So fast forward quite a bit, because I homeschooled my kids. So until they were old enough, to kind of do things on their own, I didn't have a whole lot of time for crafty stuff. But I want to say it was 2016, I decided just out of the blue that I wanted to learn how to crochet. And my mom knits, and she had tried to teach me numerous times, but knitting just never clicked with me. I would learn how to do it, and I would get halfway through a scarf, and then I would make a mistake, and I never knew how to fix the mistakes. So I would get frustrated and just, rip it all out and put it aside and never do it again. But I decided that I wanted to learn how to crochet. So I went on YouTube, because I didn't know anyone who crocheted. And I went on YouTube, and I found Expression Fiber Arts. And if any of you are crocheters or knitters, you might know her. Or if you buy, she does a lot of hand-dyed yarn and stuff. Anyway, I completely taught myself how to crochet by watching her videos. And shortly thereafter was Christmas, and I made something like 25 Christmas presents, all crocheted, for my family and my nieces and nephews and everyone. I was kind of addicted. I really enjoyed it. It was very relaxing. It helped, with my anxiety and stuff. And it was kind of like, I used to say it was my therapy. And I did that for a while. After Christmas, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna put this stuff on Etsy, because, I can only make so many things for myself and my family, right? Until everybody's like, okay, Emily, enough with the hats and the scarves. So I kind of got into a little bit of a niche market with the crocheting, and I did toys and baby items and things like that. So I was doing a lot of the little stuffed toys and play mats and things like that. And it was very time consuming to get, one project done. And I just found that I never really made the sales that I needed to make to kind of, make it worthwhile. But I carried on. I did a couple of craft fairs, and I did okay, but I think it's really hard for people to understand how much time and effort goes into crocheting, hand crocheting an item, and the cost that is, the price of it didn't seem right to people. Do you know what I mean? Like, anyone who hasn't done it, they're like, well, I can go buy a toy at Target for $10 and you're charging $50 for, you know, that kind of thing. But I kept doing it because I loved it, and it was my therapy. So fast forward to last year, 2018. Was it 2018? Hold on, no. Sorry, my brain no, it was, yeah. In the summer, it was in the summer, or right before. I very quickly, almost overnight, developed arthritis in my hands. I mean, it was scary fast, like, and I could no longer crochet. It was like out of nowhere. And I have said before that I have fibromyalgia as well. And so my hands I would have trouble sometimes. But when the arthritis hit, it was like, no more, game over. I can't do this. It would just hurt so bad. So I was bummed. Like, I was really bummed, that I kind of had to quit, literally cold turkey. I mean, it was sad. And I just kind of started searching on Pinterest for other things that I could do creatively to, kind of fill my time. And I stumbled across Bible journaling, which I had never heard of before. Give me one sec. I'm going to take a sip of coffee. Thank you. And I was like, oh, wow, this is so cool. So I kind of started collecting some art supplies, even though I am not like an artist as in a person who can draw, or even like that's not me at all. But I'm like, well, I don't know. I can get stickers and I can, whatever. I can do something. So I kind of did that for a while. And as I was watching YouTube videos, and I was on Instagram, and while I was looking at Bible journaling ideas, I stumbled across junk journals. And oh my gosh, guys, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was just floored and blown away at what people were making. I believe the very first videos that I watched were Ephemera's Vintage Garden, and I was hooked. And I had no idea what, like how I was even going to make this work or anything. And quick little kind of funny, and I think I've probably said this before, I don't even journal. I really don't. I do some scripture writing where, I'll just copy scripture, but I always get very intimidated by journaling, and it's always been that way my whole life. I don't know. I think I'm a perfectionist, and I get overwhelmed by, I'm going to make a mistake or write, I'll write something wrong, or I'll spell something wrong, or leave out a word. And then I feel like that whole notebook or whatever needs to be thrown out because I just can't deal. And so that's always been overwhelming to me, but I didn't care. As soon as I saw these journals, I'm like, I don't care. I'm going to make them, and I'm just going to love them, and I'm just going to sit and I'm going to flip through them. And so that is a very good explanation of why my journals get very chunky and embellished. Because I don't personally, I don't see them as something I would write in. So in my brain, they need to be decorated. And I'm trying to, scaled that back a bit. And now that I'm selling them, to, kind of realize, well, some people do actually write in these. So anyway, that kind of got off track a little bit. But I started watching every video that Ephemera's Vintage Garden had ever put out. I bought some of her kits, which I thought were just beautiful. I made this journal. This is completely out of, I would say that this is my only junk journal, like where I actually took, junk, garbage, things that there's scrapbook paper and stuff too, and book pages, but for the most part, you know, that's what this was. And I made this one, and then we moved my son to Florida for school last September, and when I got home, I made these other 3, and I decided that I was gonna make, again, I do this, like, it's absolute craziness, but it was October, and I thought, hey, I'm gonna make all my nieces and nephews journals for Christmas. And oh, on top of that, I'm gonna make 13 for my women's Bible study. So I have, I can't even, I don't even remember how many I made. I made a lot of journals between October and the end of December. Luckily, my side of the family doesn't get together until like New Year's Eve to celebrate Christmas, because there's no way I could have gotten it done. But I made my mother-in-law one. Like, it was insanity. I worked nonstop, just nonstop on journals, and they weren't nearly as complex as the ones I make now. I mean, I was getting like 1 done a day. You know, I didn't have the stash that I have. So, you know, I had like 1 color of distress ink. I hadn't tea dyed any papers in my life. You know, it was very simple. Anyway, this is getting really long. So I did that, and then after I did that, everyone was like, hey, you should sell these. And I'm like, hey, I should try and sell these, because I'm certainly not going to stop making them. And again, I can only have so many journals sitting around that I don't write in. Like, that's just kind of silly. And so that's what brought me to starting a YouTube channel. I intended the YouTube channel in the beginning. I was terrified of making videos. So if you've ever watched my very first like 3 videos, I didn't talk. I was terrified, and I'm like, I'm never gonna talk. All I'm gonna do is do flip throughs just to help people see what they're buying. That was my whole purpose, and my whole intent. And that obviously has changed and evolved since February. And now I actually enjoy doing like crafting and, you know, tutorials and stuff like that. But I would say Ephemera's Vintage Garden really got me hooked. And then I started watching Nick the Booksmith, obviously. And there were others, and I can't honestly, for the life of me. Well, I guess in November, December, I found Tracy Fox, and that's what I did, like, after I had made all the Christmas journals for everybody, I sat and binged watched Tracy Fox, not like every day, until I got through all of her videos. So I can, you know, say that she was a huge inspiration, and a huge inspiration to get me started on YouTube, definitely, because, you know, her earlier videos, she would say that she was nervous, and I'm like, how can you possibly be nervous? You're so good at this, you know, that kind of thing. And she kind of pushed me, you know, she didn't know she did, but kind of pushed me in that direction. So this is getting a little long, and I don't want to do that. But I just kind of wanted to give you a little bit of a backstory. So because this is already almost 20 minutes, I'm going to go through one of the smaller journals first and save this one for another video, if that's okay. Let me sit everything else aside. I think we'll do this one first. Okay, so this one, this idea did come from Debbie at Ephemera's Vintage Garden to use a hanging file folder as a cover. And I put this button here. Anyway, the reason I made it this large, well, at the time I was like, oh, it doesn't matter how big it is. Well, it's impossible to decorate something this large, really. I mean, when you don't have a very big stash, which I didn't. But this is just scrapbook paper on the front and the back. And then, as you can see, I just did a 1 hole and then, you know, wrapped around. I think it's just 1 signature. But I had these beautiful Hobbie prints that I'd had just sitting in my closet, because as a kid, when I was 5, my bedroom was decorated in Hobbie. I had the curtains and the bedspread, and oh my gosh, I just love Hobbie. the calico prints, everything about it. So I had these and I wanted to put them into a journal so that I could enjoy them, or put them into a book, because honestly I was never intending to write in here. So it had to be this big, and that's just what I did. And then, you know, I found like calico prints, and I made, you know, some journaling cards. This obviously was like a button card, and I added a different button to it, you know, and I just added some stuff here. But honestly, I haven't opened this since I made it. Yeah, that's so funny. Did I back the pages? No, I can't remember. No, this is just, it's just the back. It was already a nice color, I think. I've got this little metal piece. I don't even know what that came from on it, to be honest. I just kind of went through, I used some distress sprays that I had. Oh, that's a pocket. Wait, is it a pocket? What is it? Oh, it goes here. There we go. And, you know, at the time, I didn't have Fabri-Tac or, you know, liquid glue. I was using double-sided tape. So a lot of things have probably like come off, you know, that aren't sticky anymore. Anyway, some more distress spraying and ribbon and a button. And then I decided, okay, well, I need to use this for something. So I decided I was going to put some pictures in it. So this is me when I was like, I don't know, 2 maybe. And my grandpa, who is my favorite person ever. And he passed away in 2009, and I miss him like crazy. And yeah, so I love this picture. So I added little tabs, and then I just added like ivory paper. And then this is a picture also right around the same time. That's me and some of my cousins, and this is my other grandpa. He passed away shortly after this picture was taken, actually. He passed away when I was 2, but I have always felt a connection with him. And then this is my grandma, who has also passed away since, but in like 2002 maybe. So anyway, I crumpled up this piece of notebook paper. This was actually a free printable from Ephemera's Vintage Garden, and then I inked it, and I thought that was so clever. And so some more Holly Hobbie, and that doesn't even move there. And then this was something I printed. I don't even remember where that came from. You know, I just made some tags with some washi. Oh, that's actually kind of a cute tag. See, I might even go through here and like pull stuff out of it because I can probably use it somewhere else. I put little buttons, you know, in the middle of my signature. This came out of a purse, and I printed this off of the internet. It's probably not, oh, that was Tim Holtz packaging. It's probably not copyright free, but I'm, you know, never gonna sell this. It's just for me, and I wasn't worried about that at the time, but yeah, you know, this came, I think I got this from Tuesday morning. By the time I made this, I had kind of, you know, started shopping and building my stash a little bit. And I like this little tag. Again, I used the Tim Holtz packaging, but as you can see, I didn't, you know, I wasn't distress inking anything or anything like that. I mean, like this kind of stuff, but I didn't really do anything else. I think I used like scissors to make the edges gnarly on these, and I think I put some antique linen distress ink maybe on there. But here's just a little pocket, another part of a purse that I had taken apart, another piece of that metal. I honestly, for the life of me, cannot remember where that came from. Some more printables. This was a Project Life card. Washi tape tabs, some more metal, and I just covered this packaging with some fabric from a purse. Yeah, I started, as soon as I like just started ripping things apart. What went in here? That's weird. I don't know. I must have taken that out. So anyway, that is one of my first journals of sorts. And yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to share with you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and film the other ones, and then I'll just upload them, you know, like every day while I'm gone. So I hope that was enjoyable in some way. I don't know, to kind of get to know me a little better and see what what brought me to this, you know, this place. Yeah, and I hope you have a fantastic day, guys. I will be back soon with actually some more crafting videos, and hopefully the beginning, or like, well, not the beginning of the week because I won't be home, but next week sometime, this collaboration project will be uploaded. I promise, Dee Dee. I promise. Yeah. All right, guys. Have a fantastic weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.